Again with another live stream. Wanted to come back and talk about this particular video. Hopefully, we can educate the YouTube community about the backlash that is coming in regards to the AI Trump video, Lion King, that is triggering a lot of people. A lot of people are sensitive about the situation, and I want to pretty much do a breakdown of the video and give you my understanding of what's going on. Right now, on many news stations around the world, a lot of companies are claiming that this is a racist video and it's designed to target African Americans and all this other stuff. Um, the video is supposed to be Trump depicted as the Lion King, and all of these people are a bunch of Democrats, and he's taking shots at them. Right now, the problem with a lot of you folks out there that are sensitive, right? We have to understand what's real. Why is it that the only thing you see is this? Why is that the only thing you see in the whole video? Why is it that you're not talking about? Let me see if I can go to that section. Let me see this real quick, because it's just something that a lot of people don't understand. Let me see. Let me see where we at. Because a lot of people are even afraid of the video. Like the video is some sort of dangerous video. The video is a simple AI video. So now I want to know why you're not talking about this image here of what appears to be Biden, and he's a monkey too. He's eating a banana. And you see Kamala, she's a turtle. So let me get this straight. Joe Biden is a monkey eating a banana. How come nobody's calling for backlash saying that's racist? Why is everyone focusing on Obama and Michelle? Because they were monkeys or gorillas. Why? Can't answer the question, right? It don't fit your narrative, right? It won't spark no outrage because a white man is eating a banana. How come people from the Biden administration, how come they're not saying they feel, insulted and that it's racist? How come they're not saying that? Because it's like in the black community, blacks suffer from gorillaism, monkeyism. It's like anytime they hear or see a monkey, they see themselves, and it's a sad situation. That's what I'm trying to break this curse off of blacks. The video was supposed to be funny. I thought it was hilarious because Trump is always trolling the Democrats and the left, and I think that it's just a harmless video. I mean, a lot of you watched the movie Planet of the Apes. Was that a racist movie? Planet of the Apes. An entire planet full of apes. Is that a racist film? I just want to know. Is it a racist film? Because it's all these apes acting like people, interacting with people. Or do we have selective outrage for whatever we want? Which one is it? It don't make no sense. But this is what I'm seeing in America right now. And the image that is being shown all over the news is Michelle and Barack. What's going on? Somebody says there was no monkeys or gorilla in the Lion King. Who cares? We're not talking about the Lion King. We're not talking about this. We're not talking about that. These are used for expression purposes. Maybe you didn't graduate high school, but people use things as an example, right? It's an AI skit. Why is it that Black Americans are so sensitive when they see a monkey? Why? How come white Americans are not saying the video is racist because Joe Biden is in the video as a monkey or a gorilla. He's in the video eating a banana. How come?
I think because monkeys and apes have a long and ugly history as a racial slur. You know, it's specifically targeted towards Black people.
Why is it targeting Black people? Why are
Yes,
Black
and
people
history.
sensitive? History of what?
That's what's been going on for many years.
And so let me ask you.
So,
Let me ask you, since you chimed in, are you offended by that video?
no, I'm not offended, but that's what we
No, not we.
We as a people.
No, not we. No, those are not my people. Those are I'm not with them. I want to know from you, since you said it's a long history of gorillas and apes, why is that offending you or offending Black people? Because they're not my people. I don't know about that.
It's been conditionally passed
Condition?
down. It's been passed down. It's
historically passed down.
Hearing that.
I haven't been hearing that.
You never heard that?
No. See, that's my wife in the background talking. What say you, the elder daughter? Are you offended by the video?
Not at all.
What?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Because in the video, it's an AI generated video. We don't even know if the man made the video or not.
Well, we know Trump didn't make it. Trump is not a...
But, yeah, but listening, I think the video is just to target Democrats.
Well, it's designed to target the Democrats.
Yeah.
I find it funny. I'm looking at the little clip here, and you see Michelle, and you see the big back gorilla. The stuff is funny, man. It's like
that's the first thing they see.
And then you see Obama. Stuff is funny to me. I don't understand. It's like it's funny to me. I see it as comedy.
People are only just upset because they only see Barack Obama and Michelle Obama in the video because those are the only two Black people in the video. So that's why they're upset about it. But the whole time, people think Trump made the video.
But why nobody's upset that Joe Biden is in it? He's he's holding a banana. That could be interpreted any other way.
Yeah,
eating a banana.
Yeah.
Right? So now think about this. Joe Biden is look, let me go back to Joe Biden's section. Right? They have Hillary Clinton is a so-called what is it? It looked like she's she's supposed to be some sort of no, she have like a pig nose. What do you call those type them wild pigs? What do you call them? I don't even know what the hell you call them. No, because I'm trying to figure out.
Things in the nose, right?
Yeah, but the wild ones.
The hippopotamus. No.
And then you have some other people. They're jackasses, donkeys. How come that's not racist? How come nobody's talking about that?
Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi
Goldberg is a hippo. A hippo. Whoopi Goldberg is depicted in the video as a hippo. I think you got, is that Dick Cheney? Look like Dick Cheney. I'm not sure, as a zebra. I'm trying to figure out who's the pig.
I don't know.
Who's the pig? I don't know who the pig lady is, but I'm trying. You said what?
They saying it's a boar.
I don't care what it is, fam. Who the hell is that, bro? Who's that? I don't know who that is, but why nobody's having no outrage over that? Why is it that everybody's sensitive, bro? Some of y'all people too damn stiff, man. Y'all be crying too much about dumb stuff. Like, this is not something to be, oh, I'm so outraged. This is racism. Bro, lighten up, man. Lighten up.
Tighten up.
These people be bugging out, man. Like I said, and who's this dude? How come nobody's making a big deal over him? Is he a mongoose or something? I'm not sure if that's a mongoose. I'm not sure which animal he represents. I'm not sure. But how come nobody's saying that's racist? Why is it that anytime blacks is depicted as a gorilla or a so-called monkey, it's always looked upon as racist? Do you know it's the media that put this out?
Somebody said Cory.
You know? The media put this stuff out. What his name is?
Cory Booker.
Corey?
Cory Booker.
The black guy.
Doesn't matter who they are, fam. This whole video was to take shots at the Democrats. Democrats. I'm surprised they ain't have no rats in the video. That would have been funny. Let me see. Yeah. So now, again, let me see if I can get this part. Hold on. Where is it? Yeah. You got Joe Biden eating a banana, a big old monkey, an orangutan gorilla, and nobody's having no outrage over that. Why nobody's having no outrage?
All of this is intent versus impact.
It's like a distraction, if you ask me. This is just another distraction. And my wife talking about throughout history, you probably got that off AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
You went and looked up some AI, Google.
I mean, that's what we've been hearing for years, though.
But I don't hear that.
No,
I never had no trouble with that.
People use it in a derogatory way. Is that the right word?
So you never been?
They say like
been called by someone. Oh, you are a monkey.
Monkey.
And you felt any type of way?
No, I've been called the N-word when I was in junior high school, and I punched the kid in the mouth, broke their teeth.
People say, "Oh, black people look like monkeys."
I don't care about that. That stuff. I'm an adult now. See, when I was a teenager, yeah, because I was young and stupid.
So how did you feel?
It's not about how I was feel. It's not about that. It's about being mature. How you are an adult in 2026 and you still acting like a teenager. Anything you learned when you was a kid, that was branded into you.
Remember, some people are still sensitive.
No. It's not about passed down. When you were a kid, you were taught all of these things to be insecure, to be offended by the N-word, all of that stuff. When I was in junior high, I went to an all-white junior high. As soon as I got in the school, first day in the school, a white boy called me an N-word and I broke his jaw. He got exactly what he had coming. See, that was my first reaction. As an adult, you can't be outside and doing that in today's day, 2026. So if a white man say, "Oh, you an N-word," boom, now I'm in prison because I assaulted him. Well, he called me the N-word. Well, you could have walked away.
It doesn't bother me. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As an adult, why is these things bothering people still?
Right.
Why is an anime video bothering people? But the Planet of the Apes, how come we ain't boycott Planet of the Apes movie? How come we ain't boycott the movie?
So this whole thing is about intent and impact.
Well, they want to cause public outrage, and all this is showing me is that a lot of black folk are too sensitive. So they're too sensitive. And we have selective outrage because nobody's crying about Joe Biden being depicted as a gorilla, a monkey in the tree. He's right there in the video. The video is on Twitter. See, the thing is, everybody's focusing only on Barack and Michelle. And they look funny as hell. As soon as I looked at it, I saw her big back. She's one of them black, what is it? Black, what do you call them? Black bear, what? Black something gorillas?
Gorillas. Apes, something.
No. Silverback. She, yo.
You know what it is?
She's like this.
The introduction. That's why.
It's funny. It's funny. By the pure fact of the way they put her hairstyle, and you see Barack in the back laughing, and he's like this. The stuff look funny as hell. I don't see why everybody's making a big deal about racist. That stuff is funny to me. You know?
People believe that he made the video.
Look at somebody in the bottom says, "Dude, you can't be that serious." No, you're serious about something that is funny. You're weird. You're literally crying about something. What is wrong with black folk, bro? That you folks are so sensitive about this, but you're not sensitive about the drugs in the community.
What about the homeless people in the community?
They don't care about the homeless. Blacks don't care about homeless in the community.
Or like the black homeless people.
They don't care about them.
They don't care about
They would never listen. With all the fake outrage everybody got over this AI video in the black community, we'll see homeless people right in the hood and don't do nothing for them. Somebody said you a liar. No, you a liar because you ain't doing anything for them. Stop the cap. You know?
That's what somebody said.
Ain't none of you doing anything for the homeless, so stop the cap.
They look at it as a disrespectful thing.
Ain't nothing disrespectful. These people.
Everyone an animal.
Listen, everybody in the video is being depicted as an animal. How come white folk are not crying?
So
How come they're not crying? Listen, white people are in the video depicted as animals. Look at these two.
They not crying.
Look at these two. They're damn near donkeys. Who would want their face superimposed on a donkey? That's basically saying you're a jackass.
I wonder, how do they feel? How do they feel?
White folk have a different type of sense of humor. They laugh it off. Black folk are the only ones that get personal. They be ready to fight. Well, I don't like the fact. Why I gotta be the gorilla? Why can't I be the alligator? Why I gotta be a gorilla? Why you feel that way? You remember when you was a kid and we sung that song, Five Little Monkeys?
Yeah,
remember that song?
That was my song, though.
All right.
That's how I learned about the Five Little Monkeys. The story.
Right.
That was my song. Man.
My elder daughter's 17, by the way. So when she was a kid, we used to sing this song, Five Little Monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkey jumping on the bed. And then we kind of like added our own spin to the song. Is that a racist song? No. It's a fun song for kids.
And
all ethnic groups had the song.
Yeah, it was white people, black people all in the song together. Like
you have somebody else is a giraffe in the video, and somebody else is an elephant. Are they crying racist too? No. Nobody's crying racist, man. And I don't know who this dude is, but they made him a whatchamacall? What's the enemies of the hyena? The enemies of the lion. That's why he's a hyena. I don't know who that is, but he's next to look. Is that Dick Cheney or the mayor? What's the mayor in New York? That this guy here. That's the mayor. What's this guy?
Oh, that's the
huh?
Muslim, right?
Yeah, the Mandini guy.
That's
Madani.
Yeah.
No,
Madani.
this dude, the former in New York. That's not.
Not Ed Koch.
That's
Is
he?
That is him. That's him.
Koch, right? Yeah. Okay. He look a little bit like Dick Cheney. Yeah. So that's why he put the other dude as a hyena. This video is supposed to make you laugh, man.
Is that Cuomo?
No, that's not Cuomo.
Somebody said Cuomo.
I don't know, man. Who cares? The whole point is he got all of them as animals. You know what I'm saying? They all animals and they dancing and they doing their thing. And it's funny how they put Biden as a monkey, as a gorilla, and nobody don't have no public outcry. Yo, that's not right what they did to Biden. That's not right. He's eating a banana. That's so sick. I don't hear nobody talking about it.
Because he's not black.
Let me see.
They look at the first thing they see.
Some people ain't even watch the full video. Right. People going based off a clip. They just see Michelle Obama and Obama.
People were accusing me in my last live stream saying that I'm playing the victim. First of all, I'm a Trump supporter. So I don't know why everybody talking about playing the victim. I don't care about it. This stuff is comedy to me. The whole thing is comedy. You would think the left would be upset. But no. Instead, the only ones upset right now is black folk. They the only ones on social media. They're not upset. They're just public outrage. This is like the whole situation with ICE getting immigrants and locking them up. And you see all these white folk running into the street, getting involved in stuff that have nothing to do with them, right? And they end up getting shot.
So what about Black Lives Matter?
I don't care about no damn Black Lives Matter. That was a scam. That whole thing was a scam. Them people that was around Black Lives Matter, they was ranking in millions of dollars buying luxury mansions. I told y'all many years ago, the whole Black Lives Matter thing was a scam. Because the only time they come out is when it involves a white officer shooting an unarmed black man. Ooh, let's go get Black Lives Matter. But yet, when drugs is being sold in the black community and Pookie and Ray Ray is killing one another, how come nobody called Black Lives Matter? Black lives never matter when it's black on black crime.
Right. Yeah, that is true.
You never see Black Lives Matter. Think about all the funerals everybody's going to. Have you ever seen Black Lives Matter being called for black on black crime? Never. Never. Nobody cares. A lot of you hate me, and you don't even know me. A lot of you don't like me. You don't like my hat. Why you don't like my hat? I think it's a nice hat. You mad at me because I'm telling you the truth. This is the problem with the black community. Nobody want to hear the truth. Yes, there is such thing as racism in the world. Yes, you have white racists, but you also have black racists. Can we agree?
We be calling each other the N-words too.
Look, you go to a school that is predominantly white, right? Mm-hmm. There's racists around, right? Yeah. Okay, there's racists in the school. They use the N-word, say all of that stuff. Do you let that stuff get to you?
Yeah.
You just do your thing, do your class. Racists are going to be racist, fam. We out in the South. You know what I mean?
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere you go. Who cares? I don't care about this type of stuff. Y'all be letting this stuff bother you to the point where it's like, I'm so hurt. Oh no. They call me the N-word. Bro.
You're never going to see that person again.
Right. So like, what am I going to do? Kill the person because they call me the N-word? Like, it's not that deep.
A lot of people resort to doing that type of stuff because they want to get a reaction out of you. That's what black folk don't understand. When people call you the N-word, a lot of times it's designed to take you out of your square, off your, take you out of character. Especially like you're in school. So what is that designed to do? Somebody call you the N-word so you could get into a fight. Now you can't go to your graduation.
Now I can't go to college. Man.
Now you're all messed up. Now that travels with you wherever you go. That's what it's for. So as a black young lady, you got to move in a certain way. You're not going to be able to change the world. A racist is going to always be a racist. But let's just make one thing clear. There is such thing as black racists too. It's not just white folk that be racist, fam.
We call each other the N-words all the time, every day.
Shout out to Miss G. Shout out to you for the $20 support. Says, right, the Black Lives Matter movement was started by two women who never gave back to the black communities. Man, it's sad, man. They ranked in millions of dollars, man. Millions.
We don't even talk about Black Lives Matter no more. It's not even a thing no more. Nobody talks about it no more.
Because the people involved got caught up and got judged. That's why. Thug, whatever says, tap dance for your master. Listen, let's respond to this troll. Matter of fact, I'm not going to call you a troll.
Distractor.
I'm going to call you a detractor out of respect. Because we still got to show some respect to everybody that's viewing because they are viewing. So I'm not gonna refer to you as a troll. I'll call you a detractor, right? Person says that I'm tap dancing for your master. Why is it that you feel that me as a black man, that I'm tap dancing for, quote, my master? So you see white people superior over you for you to give them that status of master.
That's basically what it is.
Because I don't have no master, but the Most High God. That's it.
Amen.
I'm not on a plantation. I live around whites and blacks. And to be honest, I don't talk to nobody but my next door neighbor every now and then. I don't want to know nobody. I don't even like being around humans because I think all of y'all crazy. I really don't like being around people. I don't want to see your dog on my yard. I don't want to see you. I am tired of seeing neighbors. I don't like being around nobody. You understand? I'm a social person. At the same time, we live in a world where people are too nosy, they're hateful, they're mean. Y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all got neighbors that are nosy. Every time you walk outside, they watching you like this. You mowing your yard, your neighbor looking at you out the window. You can see the window shade bend down. They clearly looking at you. Why are you peeping at me? Why don't you come outside and say hi? You know, how many of you got a package from Amazon? It was delivered to your neighbor. Your neighbor didn't even come deliver the package. They stole your package. But when you checked your Amazon tracking, you saw the doormat of your neighbor. And you took a drive around the community and you saw the doormat. You walked up and was like, hold up, this is the same spot. Ta, 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 ta. Yeah, can I get my package? Oh, I don't got it. Man, it was delivered right here. Oh, I don't got it. Listen, it doesn't matter, fam. Whether they're white or black, they'll still take your package. This is why I don't really like interacting with too many people, because they're crazy. Right? So now let me see what we got. If you're new to the platform, consider subscribing. Let's see what's going on. Let me see. It's a crazy username. Somebody named Slap Nuts. This is crazy. Username Slap Nuts. Shout out to you for the 10. Says, if you're concerned about the recent stories, I just want you to know it's a coordinated race bait propaganda campaign to distract you from the fact our leaders are satanic, pot-bellied pedophiles. Here's the thing. As a content creator, I'm aware of what's going on in the world. At the same time, you said it's a campaign to distract you from whatever. Ain't nothing distracting me from anything, because I got a family I got to take care of. Nothing could distract me from my responsibilities of being a father, protector, provider. That's a job that I have to be on 24 hours a day. I don't have no days off. I don't know what people do in their personal times to call them pedophiles. I don't know what people do. Just like I don't know what you do. You could be a pedophile for all I know. No disrespect. But we don't know what you do behind the scenes. You could be watching pornography. You could be masturbating. That's your personal business. I don't know what you do. You get what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out, why would you allow propaganda campaign to bait you into being angry? Angry with what? People have been targeting Trump forever. They've been calling him a racist forever. And it's at this point where it's like, enough is enough now. You know, I'm tired of melanated people always being sensitive anytime they sense that something appears to be racist, and we're not showing ourselves to be people that are progressing in life and move forward from all of this nonsense. Like, we just staying in the mud every year, just not progressing. Always having this welfare mentality of, I'm a slave, I'm under massa. Nobody's controlling me from going in and out of my house. Nobody's stopping me. Nobody have me on a field. I'm not picking cotton. It's like, yes, the transatlantic slave trade was real. Black people were suffering. There's a lot of problems. But at the same time, it's like we like to live in the past too much, and nobody want to move forward. I'm not saying ignore history, but at the same time, when are you going to move forward? You're teaching your children to be just like you. And it's just sick how most Black Americans have this negative look on themselves, where it's like anytime they get around white people, they feel like, oh, they're better. Oh, yeah, they're racist. Like, everybody that's white is not a racist. That's number one, right? There are racists in the world, but everybody that's white is not a racist. You got to understand that. You just can't. It's like, again, I live in a community that you could say it's probably more whites out here than blacks, right? At the same time, I know there must be a racist somewhere in the group. But the way I look at people, I just treat people with respect. That's me. Once I realize that you're an NPC, you're a weirdo, I don't got nothing to say to you no more. I just say to myself, I would never speak to you ever again. I mind my business, but I treat everybody with respect. I don't walk around being a hater or whatever. I'm pretty sure My neighbors probably think I'm an a-hole. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. My point is, we still got to live amongst one another. And if you're not going to show respect to your neighbor and just be a good, clean heart person, then you're going to always have these negative problems. And I think it starts at home. For example, you have some racist whites, right, that for whatever reason, their kids are not racist. I've seen this personally, where the children would see you, they'll be like, hello, sir, how you doing? Good afternoon, because they were taught manners. But then the mother or the father would tell their children, don't talk to that man. He's black. And now the children are like confused, and they end up doing what mom and dad taught them. Now they grow up being a racist. Now they grow up doing the same thing. I can recall when my girls were young and my wife took them to the park to play. This is when we was living in New York. And, she took them to the park, and it was in a section where a lot of white people would bring their kids. And the kids were playing. The white kids were playing with our daughters. Everything was cool. There was no problem. But when the mother saw, she called her son over, and next minute, they weren't playing with my kids no more because she told them not to play with them. That is where it begins. It begins at home. Now, yeah, or they take them out the park, out the environment, and they go somewhere else. Some people, some racists won't even take their children to the local park. They'll take them far out because they don't want them around your kids. Now, here's this section. The same way you have white racists that teach their children to be hateful, you got black people that do the same thing. The same thing. You'll see your black kids playing with some white kids, and you'll be like, oh, get over here. I don't want you doing this. Now, I'm like that with everybody. If I see trouble kids, I don't want my kids playing with trouble kids. Let me balance it all out so we're all on the same page. I don't care if you're white or black. If your children are out there doing evil and I see them throwing rocks at cars, killing animals, cussing and cursing, I don't want my kids around that mess. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian. I'm pulling my kids from you. I don't want my kids hanging around a bunch of kids that are unsupervised and out there doing evil. I don't want my kids around that. It doesn't mean I'm a bad parent. I'm protecting my children from being influenced by poison. You understand? But now, if you got good, decent children, whether they're white or black, I don't mind my kids playing around with your kids because, hey, they got to go to school. They got to interact with other kids, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. So it's all about being good parents. But in the black community, we can be just as racist as a racist white person. I don't know what it is where we think, oh, because we're black, so-called black, because you're not even black. That's a crayon color. You don't even know your true nationality because it been whipped out of you during slavery, right? But now, in the black community, from a child, you're taught to hate white people. This is something that's branded in you. White people don't like us. This is something that blacks teach their children. A lot of y'all don't know this, and the black community would never admit it. But when we're young and we're kids, we hear our grandparents. We hear them talking, and they say these type of things. Oh, white people don't like us. Yeah, they're all racist. And now you grow up with this mindset of, oh, all white people got money. All of them are doing good. And blacks have this inferiority complex about themselves where it's like, you're just at the bottom. It's taught to you. I don't teach my kids this garbage. I teach them they could go out there and be whatever they want to be. Doesn't matter if somebody's white. Doesn't matter who. Doesn't matter with none of that garbage. You can do the same thing, if not better. You know? And this is the type of stuff that Charlie Kirk was teaching, and people got mad at him. Charlie Kirk would teach a group of blacks, like, look, you could do better. You don't have to do this. You don't have to depend on no welfare. You don't have to depend on this. I understand people fall on hard times. When blacks heard that stuff, they got mad with him. They got mad with him. In the black community, because of the Democrats, they force this stuff on us, and they make you believe that, oh, they're working with the poor. They're all for the poor. Well, welfare has kept black people at the bottom forever. because it makes us depend on the system. And that's all we want to do is depend on the system. We don't want to work, And I understand we all go through struggles. Heck, I go through struggles. I deal with issues. I got a family to provide for. Again, I don't know about you. Maybe all of you are millionaires. Maybe you don't have to worry about money. Maybe you don't worry about bills. Maybe you don't worry about these things. I worry about a lot of things because that's my job. My job as a father is to worry about everything. I got to worry about bills to pay, cars, insurance, water bill, heat bill, gas bill, cell phone bills. Bills are everywhere. Bills are everywhere. I spend more time interacting with bills than family. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't got those problems. But in America, real Americans deal with these issues. And it doesn't matter if you're white or black. Everybody got to deal with the struggles of life. This video that was put out is a distraction to make black people angry. And what you don't know is a lot of influencers on social media are profiting from this type of stuff, guys. That's what they're doing. I think I had missed the super chat. Is that Shahana? Shahana Law, shout out to you for the 5. Says blacks are out here saying Streck is black when he's clearly green. It's sad, Ringo. See, this is what I mean. It's like these, I don't know what it is. When I was a teenager, like I said, if I heard a white dude use the N-word when I was a teenager, it was a fight on sight. Then I started to mature and I realized, wait a minute, in the hood, we call each other N-words every day. And I'm like, why we don't get pissed off? And then I stopped calling people the N-word, meaning other blacks. I didn't even recall how I stopped. I didn't even decide to. It just happened naturally. I was like, why am I using this word that I get mad at if I see a white person do it? When I went to that all-white junior high school, as soon as I got in my first day, a white Italian dude called me the N-word. I tried to walk away. He grabbed my shirt like this. He was like, oh, we got a new N-word here. He's new. He's an N-word. And I bust his mouth open, broke his whole face. Oh, all his teeth was on the floor. And from that day, I earned respect. And another white kid tried the same thing. He got the same type of judgment. And it got to the point where I guess more black kids from the black community was coming into the very same school. And now the school was no longer an all-white school. It was half and half. So at that point, it got to the point where it's like there was no more of that using the N-word in the school. It's like they recognized you can't do that. And it happened because in school, we all was united. And we didn't tolerate that type of disrespect. But once I became in my 20s, none of that stuff mattered to me no more. None of that stuff moved me no more. Things that used to get me angry stopped getting me angry because I stopped associating myself with people that keep trying to brand that in my mind and make me feel like I'm inferior, like I'm less than. I started to realize that, wait a minute, I'm a man. I'm no different than any other man, whether you white, Asian, I could accomplish anything in life. Why do they keep trying to make you feel like you're a monkey? Why they try to make you feel like that? And why do you allow this to happen to you? You know? I don't want my kids thinking the way I was when I was a kid. I don't want them feeling like that. I want them to understand they could do anything they want, anything they could achieve. But in America, we keep allowing this race thing to divide us as a people. Like I said, I respect all people, whether they white, black, whatever the case is. But what I find is that most of the hate that come my way is coming from black folk. It's not coming from white people. You know, that's not to excuse whites that are racist. We know it exists. We know these things exist. But why do we give so much attention to the hate? You overcome evil with good. You overcome the hate by being an example of a positive person and not letting the hate bring you to that low level. When people are showing themselves to be racist, you got to show yourself to be a person that respects yourself and respect your neighbor. You kill people with kindness. That's how you break them up. When you don't react, when they're trying to bring you down and you don't let yourself go to that low level, you're showing them that you're stronger than them. And the reason why they're doing this to you is because you are stronger than them. You know, you're stronger than them. That's why they're thinking about you. I don't wake up in the morning thinking about what white people are thinking about concerning me. I don't think about that. First thing I think about is I got a family to take care of. When you get up in the morning, you got to go to work. You got to go to your job. You got bills to pay. You know, that is on your mind. If you worry about what people think about you all day, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be a miserable person. Yeah, insecure. Think about that. How could you be a racist in 2026? How can you be a racist? What if you get in a car wreck and your car is on fire? And a group of black guys is over there. You're a white man, you're a racist. You don't want us to open up the car for you? Or you want to burn? Which one? I remember when I was in New York and I was cycling on the Brooklyn Bridge, and an Asian guy, a tourist, he was with his camera, and he turned around right while I'm riding, and I crashed, and I literally almost went over the bridge, busted up my arms. Good thing I had on my helmet, but I was pretty much bruised and battered. And the only people that came to my rescue was white people. You had black people that was on the bridge walking by. I saw them saying, they just looked at me and they just kept walking. The ones that stopped was white. They had water bottles for me. Somebody had a first aid kit. I'm like, where all this stuff come from? You want me to call an ambulance? I was like, no, I'm good. I wasn't good. Yeah, they had the water bottle. 2 people had waters. And I'm not saying this to make it seem like whites are the only ones that will come to your rescue, because I just gave you an example of a white man who's a racist, and he got into a car wreck, and you have a couple of black guys who's there able to get him out the car. And under those circumstances, these type of things happen. What I'm trying to show you is, with the experiences that I had, I know that there are people that are in different ethnic groups that are not what you call racist. They wanted to call ambulance and stuff for me. I told them I was good. I was not good. I was in pain. I was hurting. My arms is all cut up. It was embarrassing. Anybody that crashed on a bike, you know how embarrassing that is. And I just got up, dusted myself off, cleaned up, turned back around and went home, and took the ride of shame. You know what I mean? But I was grateful that they actually stopped to render aid. The black folk that was on the bridge didn't even care about me. They didn't even care. You think they what? You think they don't know how? They know how, they don't care. They don't care. It's like, if those white folks were racist, why would they come to my aid? Normally they would just say, to hell with him. That's just another N-word sitting there broken up. Like out here in North Carolina, you have some good people. You have some good Southern people out here. White folk, black folk. At the same time, you do have some racists. You do have some racists out here now. But I'm not going to let the racists make me look at everybody as the same. Sometimes you walk into some stores, you have some white women. They come, how you doing? And you're like, hey, hi. They be like, wow, you from New York? It's like they know where you're from. They know where you're originally from, and you get treated a certain way. I think it's about your energy, what you give off. If you act like an a-hole around people, you're going to get that back. I think people get the energy that they put out. You know, it's like, if you walk around with a negative attitude, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Being that I'm originally from New York, in New York, you have to be a little aggressive. In New York, you have to be tough. In New York, you can't be sensitive. You can't be a person who's weak. You got to be on edge at all times. Now, let me make my point. If I'm on the block and I see a car driving by, I'm going to mean mug you because I don't know who you are. You could be doing a drive-by. You could be looking to plot. You could be anybody up to something negative. I'm learning out in the South, out here, when you see a car riding by, you're not supposed to mean mug people. You're not supposed to be like, who that? Who that? No, you wave.
Everybody do that out here.
You wave. You see a car driving by, even if you can see the person or not, you just wave. That's how they do it in the South.
New York is not like that.
I'm serious.
It's not like that.
It's not like that in New York. In New York, everybody's mean mugging you. They have attitudes.
What you looking at?
What are you looking at? I had to learn this out here. And sometimes I catch myself slipping, still kind of resorting to the same New York vibe, like, yo, who that, man? Yo, what the hell he's circling the block for? And I have to catch myself and recognize, like, yo, I'm not in New York. Out here it's different. People wave at people. They say hi. You get what I'm saying? So you got to know how to adapt and adjust to different environments because everybody is not out to get you as you think. Some people just don't know what to do with you because it's like you're weird. They don't know what to do with you. So sometimes you got to show yourself to be friendly. So if you're a person that always have a negative attitude, always looking for drama, and you think everybody's out to get you, you get that back. It comes back to you. It's like the law of attraction. You attract all this negative stuff. Well, I only have negative interactions with racists because that's what you think about all the time. You think about it. For example, police in North Carolina, totally different from New York. Totally different. Totally different. You can talk to the officers in North Carolina, fam. You can have conversations. I ain't saying everybody's perfect, but compared to New York,
New York is just
New York police officers is grimy. A-holes. All they do, they act like thugs, bro. Gangsters. But, hear me out. Hear me out before you judge. In New York, watch this. The police have to be that way. I ain't judging you if you're a cop in the NYPD. You have to be that way in New York. Because the people are tough. The people are grimy. And if you a cop and you weak, they will literally destroy you. Because I was talking to officers in North Carolina, and I was like, I'm realizing I can actually have a conversation with you. And he was like, we pretty much, you can have conversations, stuff like that. I was like, you guys seem cool. I said, you ever been to New York? He said, no. I said, you don't want to be an officer over there. He was like, why? I was like, well, you won't be able to be a good cop the way you are right here. You're gonna have to get a little dirty. He was laughing. I was like, I'm serious. If you go to New York, you cannot bring that Southern nice cop attitude in New York. It's not gonna work for you. It's not gonna work for you, fam. And it's like that every single day, fam. Serious. Shout out to the person who said he's in NYCHA. I used to work for NYCHA. You know what I mean? I was a heat and maintenance worker till they did that thing with the pandemic where you had to take the shot, and they end up letting me go. Shout out to everybody in Brooklyn. I worked in Brooklyn. I worked in Lower Manhattan, and I know a lot of the supervisors out there and whatnot. Shout out to all the caretakers. Shout out to all the maintenance guys. Shout out to all the plumbers, the carpenters, electricians for housing, all the HPTs, all the SOCs, SOGs, superintendents, everybody out there. You know what I mean? I already know how the whole situation is in the projects. I'm from the hood. I know what the whole climate is. And it's an experience that you get only when you're in New York, and it teaches you a lot. But When you come out to the South, you can't come down there. That's why a lot of times people in North Carolina get mad when people from New York come out here. They get upset because it's almost like you make the prices out here go up. Believe it or not. When you have a lot of people from New York coming out to the South, the prices go up and people get upset. People get upset, fam. You know what I mean? Because it's like in New York, everything is expensive. Everything is expensive, bro. Like you paying $2,000-3,000 for one bedroom. You know what I mean? And even if you in the projects, if you got a good job, your rent gonna be high too. Doesn't matter. A lot of times you think when somebody in the hood in the projects, their rent is low. No, not if they got a job. If you got a job, your rent is based upon how much you get paid. So you could still be paying 2,000 something, 3,000, bro, depending on what kind of job you got. Real talk. But we got to stop letting these racist videos or whatever. It's not a racist video. This is what they label it as. We got to stop making these videos make us as a people be divided. Because all it does, it gets us angry and we're fighting one another. Especially when you come on social media. Everybody just, arguing back and forth and insulting people. I mean, if you look in the live chat, you'll see trolls, detractors, saying you dumb, this and that, all this other stuff. That's the world we live in. You know, like, do you do that on your job? Do you go to your 9 to 5 where you have to follow company policy and you're insulting your coworkers like that? You don't do that. You do that on social media because social media make you feel you could just conduct yourself as an a-hole all day. And that's going to come back to you in real life. The energy that you put out, insulting people, being angry for no reason, lashing out, and you do that stuff on social media and you think, okay, nobody would never know me, you would never see me. You will have the results of karma come back to you. Not through me, but through someone else. Because you don't do that on your job. If I was next to you face to face, you could never talk to me a certain way. Never. It would never happen. But you could do that on social media and get away with it. So go ahead, have at it. But certain guys would not allow you to disrespect them in any way in their face. It would not go down. So why is it that when you're on social media, you don't know how to conduct yourself as a decent human being? Because you act like an animal. And you act like you're something that you're not on social media because to you, you think you're cool. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. We're having a discussion about real talk, real issues. You know? There's times and challenges that kids go through, teens go through. Sometimes my daughter might tell me something that went down in school. And, there's certain things she got to experience. Experience is the teacher of life. So I would give her insight on what I experienced and give her the keys on how to conduct herself when adversity shows up. But it's still up to her on what she's going to do because you never know how you're going to react until you're in a situation. You never know how you're going to act until you're in it. Somebody could give you the advice, but until you're in it, you won't know what to do. So if someone was to call you an N-word and you're black, how do you respond to that in 2026? If somebody called you a monkey, how do you respond in 2026? Do you get violent and lose your freedom? Do you punch them in the face? See, the things I used to do back in the day, I don't do them today because I'm not going to give you that kind of energy and that type of control over me. If somebody can get you upset to that point, they control you. If somebody can make you feel that you're a monkey or an N-word and that got you to the point of deep anger, they control you. They control you, and you're giving them that type of power. Never let someone control you to the point you're supposed to laugh at stuff like that. The best revenge is success. The best revenge is when you're able to live your life, be productive, and all the people that don't like you are able to see you shine. That bothers them more than anything because they don't like you. And see, here's the thing. Y'all be thinking that everybody that's white get along. No. In the South, I see white people arguing all the time. There are white people that are looting from stores. I see cops arresting white people. I see white people fighting. I seen white people pull guns. In the South, people walk around with their gun. There's road rage. You got rednecks, you got hillbillies, you got white guys, you got all sorts of gang members, you got bikers, you got all sorts of white folks out in the South. They don't all agree. They don't. Do you understand me? I've seen white guys pull out guns on the road, point guns at each other, and told one get back in the car because the other dude is a stupid idiot. He come out his car with a gun and acting a fool. The other one had a rifle. The other one had an AR, and they in a truck. And this is happening all on the street. You understand? At least nobody got shot. Now, if this was in the black community, somebody will be dead already. Because they don't even know how to have conflict resolution skills. You know? And the only reason why them dudes pull out guns is because a dude walked up to his car with a gun. I'm surprised he ain't get his face blasted off. Because once you pull out that gun and you walk up to my car, it's over. At that point, my family is all I'm concerned with. You going in a box, buddy. Trust and believe that. And I like the fact that out here you can have your Second Amendment and be a man. Rather than in New York, everything is all twisted and weird. In New York, you got to literally just stand there and just take whatever come your way. Because you end up getting arrested. You can't even defend your house as a man. You know? But we got to stop allowing the race bait to get us to argue and fight and be angry. When you on your job, it doesn't matter if you're white or black. We got a job to do. We got to work together, right or wrong. You got to conduct yourself a certain way. Company policy, hostile working environment is not tolerated. Sexual harassment is not tolerated. I got to treat all my co-workers with respect and dignity. That's how I got to move if I'm in the workplace. Doesn't matter who you are. Good morning, Cheryl. Hey, Mike, good morning. Hey, what's going on? Everybody good? Hey, management team. Hey, the supervisors. That's how I was when I was on a 9 to 5. You know, I was one of the best workers at the agency that I was working for in New York. One of the best workers. They lost a lot of good workers when the pandemic came in because people didn't want to take that shot. You know what I mean? A lot of people took the shot. I was in one of them. You know what I mean? I told them, nah, I'm not doing it. And you know, it's so crazy. If I went back to New York and I moved back, if anything, I could still go back and get my job if I wanted to, but I don't want it no more. You know, too much time went by, and it kind of messed up the flow of what I was trying to do. I was trying to become a supervisor, but too much time went by. You know, at my age now, 48, I'm not really trying to really stick around in that agency forever and ever. I'm not. It's like I should have been a supervisor already if I was still over there. But the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, pretty much have different plans for me, and that's why I'm in North Carolina right now. And I think I made the best decision ever because, you know, when you get older, you want to experience peace. My solitude is very important. My peace, my mental health is very important. And in New York, you could be very stressful. It could be a lot of stress. Not saying that I don't have no times of stress here, but at the same time, when you reach a certain age, it becomes a new chapter in your life and you want to accomplish different things. You don't want to wait and wait and wait. You got to get these things done. Some of y'all that are younger, you're wasting a lot of time. You're playing games with your life. You only have one shot. So you got to make it happen. And you can't afford to let all this racist stuff get in the way. When it comes to music, I like rock music. I like country music. I like all genre of music. I'm a music producer. My job is to innovate and to stimulate thoughts and allow music to reach people. Uh, People would be like, "Why would you like rock music? That's white people music, or that's this." And country music, I don't think y'all understand. Blacks have influenced all these genres of music for decades. I don't know where y'all get this from. Jimi Hendrix, all these different musicians and artists. I know about all the history of all this stuff. The guitar. When I was in high school and junior high, all of my friends that were white, one of the first things I would ask them if you know how to play the guitar, because as a musician, I always wanted to collaborate with people that actually play instruments. And a lot of them were into rock music and they played the guitar. And that's how we were able to have the conversation. Even though by race, we grew up different, I remember when I would play hooky from school, and some of the white dudes that was friends with me, they would invite us all to their house to play hooky. And coming from the hood, we never been in no house. We never been in an environment where you have this large house. And we would go up into Bensonhurst. They had these little mini mansions, and I can recall walking in, and I'm like, "Damn, this is wow." Never, whoa. And the white boy's like, "What? What's the problem?" I'm like, "This place is a large house, man." And he's looking at me like, like it's normal for him, because that's how he was raised. For me, it was not normal, because I was living in a small apartment, 8-foot ceiling. His house had like a 20-foot ceiling. The ceiling was all the way up. You can breathe. His bathroom was larger than probably the whole apartment that I was in New York. And there was one day he was like, "Yo, could I come over by y'all house to play video games?" I was like, "Sure." When he came over with his other buddy and he walked in, he was like, "What the?" He wasn't laughing at me or anything, but it was like a shock to him, because he never been in the hood, never been around black folk, because his parents was racist, to be on to let you know. His mom and pops was racist, and they didn't like black people. But he wasn't a racist. He was cool with us. You know what I mean? He would always tell me, "Yo, y'all gotta leave. My mom coming, my dad, yo, he'll kill you if he see you here." And they went and hanged out with us. And I remember he was getting claustrophobic when he was in the apartment. And I'm like, "Damn, what the hell is going on with this dude?" And he was like, he feel like he's locked in because of the low 8-foot ceiling. Not that the 8-foot ceiling is bad. It's nothing wrong with that. That's like standard in a lot of places. But he was never in that environment. You know what I'm saying? And what it taught me was the other side. See, a lot of times we're taught to hate one another from our youth. This is why the Trump video that was released is bothering so many people, because they never been around nobody. So when they see these things, it gets them angry. It makes them upset, and they want to fight and argue. And it seems as though black people are more upset with me because they want me to go after Trump. They want me to attack Trump. I'm a Trump supporter. Why would I? Well, pass me my hat up there in the cabinet, because some people don't even understand this, bro. Some people don't understand that I'm pro-Trump. I'm not a hater. I'm not one of these damn people that is mad at Trump all day. I'm a Trump supporter. Do you understand that? This is a real, authentic hat. This ain't no fake hat, no Amazon type China-made hat. Real, made in America, right? So I'm not one of these people that hate Trump. I'm one of these people that understand that we live in America, and in order for us as a people to actually grow, we have to respect one another. A lot of you are failing that test, even while I'm doing this live stream, because instead you come in with this hate attitude as if though y'all all one big group. Let me ask you a question. With all of you folks that are in the chat, right, that hate me for whatever reason, do y'all have each other's phone numbers? Do y'all interact with one another and have a drink and have a beer? If one of the people that is hating me needed to borrow some money to pay their bills, you giving it to them? You ain't going to do a damn thing, because that's the point. You have selective outrage. You have selective hate, and you express this automatically without even thinking. I'm not that kind of person. I understand that if I'm away from the house, I would expect a neighbor to at least keep an eye on the house when I'm out of town. At least if they see a fire, my goodness, man, grab a water hose, grab a fire extinguisher. Don't let the house burn, bro. Because I know if I see a neighbor's house and there's a little fire by the side, I'm going to put the fire out quick. I understand how to do all of these things. I practice fire safety, fire drills. I have the training, all of these different things to understand what to do. A lot of people don't have that understanding. Some people will just leave their house and watch it burn. You should be able to put out a fire if you're in your house. You should have a fire extinguisher in every room. Your children should know how to use a fire extinguisher. You have to have preventative measures that are in place in case anything went wrong on how to prevent a fire from happening in a house. A lot of people don't know how to do this stuff. This is why people literally get burned and suffer these type of tragedies. But it's just a sad time we live in, man, where there's so much hate for Trump. And y'all acting like Trump edited a video. Trump is not a content creator. Trump is not a editor. Somebody else put out this video to go after the Democrats. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? I thought the video was funny. I don't see what's the big deal and why the selective outrage. And again, if you're black and you're offended by these videos, my question to you is this. Why aren't you offended at the black on black crime issues? Why aren't you ridding the black community of gang activity? Why there's no outrage? Why the energy is focused on me? Oh, you're a sellout. You're a coon. Sellout to what? Y'all calling Nicki, what's this? Nicki Minaj?
Yeah.
That's her name? They calling Nicki Minaj a sellout. And I'm like, what are you doing? What made her a sellout? Sellout to what? She don't owe you nothing. Nicki Minaj do not owe none of you anything. Why you hate her? What did she do that's so horrible? She can't be her own person? That's what I'm saying. It's like, listen, I don't care what Nicki Minaj is doing. That stuff don't pay these bills over here. This is my mind. My mind is focused on, I got my own problems, my own issues. Just like you got school loans, credit card bills, you got things you got to do. And you got to meet those demands every single month. You know, a lot of us are literally one paycheck away from being homeless. You don't got no time to be wasting on these things. Maybe some of y'all millionaires and y'all don't got to worry about these things like other normal Americans do. At the same time, real people are not focused on these petty things every single day. I'm not concerned about that type of stuff in terms of race videos and race bait, rage bait. I'm not with none of that stuff. I got responsibilities. And I think that that's like universal. Doesn't matter. The Asian man got to pay bills too. The white man got to pay bills. I'm trying to figure out why the black man is not being responsible for his community and getting his people in order in terms of building them up. Y'all say that Trump is a racist. Trump is a racist. Well, I don't like Trump. I don't like Trump. Okay, what's the solution? What's the solution? What exactly are you doing to help your family? What's going on? You know, what's really happening? One of y'all go up there and find out why this girl is screaming at her sister. You know, when you have kids, this is the normal stuff you deal with, you know, because I got 4 daughters and I can hear, you know, 2 of them upstairs arguing. And what's so crazy is they got their own setup, but they're arguing. You know, that's what happens when you're a father. You know, see, a lot of times when you come on social media, people live a fake life. People are acting like everything is glamorous. No, I'm real. This is not AI. This is not a skit. This is real life, real family, real issues, kids acting up, you know. But when you come to some influencers' pages, they act like they perfect. Everybody's rich. Nobody got no problems. That's fake. I like to relate to the people in terms of what you're going through. And to me, that is what builds a audience of people that can relate to the videos. They understand the struggles. It's a lot of things everybody go through. I'm just saying, stop letting these little videos of monkeys and apes and stuff bring you down. Like, don't let that consume your energy. You're better than that. You don't let topics of white supremacy keep you invested. I don't make videos about that type of stuff. Do it exist? Yes, it exists. But at the same time, I don't give it power by focusing on that all day because it's not holding me back. It's not holding me down. The only thing that can hold me down is me. Me being lazy is holding me down. There was a time when white supremacy would hold you back, and it's only because you allow it to. a lot of influencers that are black, they preach this white supremacy stuff and they make you think that they're freedom fighters, like they're fighting for you. They're not fighting for you. They want a check from YouTube. That's what they're fighting for. They're fighting for super chats, cash apps, Venmos, PayPals, and they want you to believe that they're standing up against white supremacy. No, they're not. They're trying to literally get a check. They're trying to make money. You know, they're not teaching you anything. They're not really empowering you as a people. I'm trying to get you to think positive about who you are. If you're a black man, black woman, you could accomplish anything that a white man or a white woman can accomplish. You know, I'm learning more and more out in the South. A lot of black folk could be starting businesses. Being that I'm originally from New York, there's a lot of opportunities to do things out here because not saying that in the South everything is kind of slow. It's slow in the sense of it's more laid back. It's not as active like in the North anywhere, you know, in the East Coast where everything is like fast paced and everybody's hustling and bustling. They just moving like robots, just back and forth. Out here, things are a little slow. They're laid back. It's a little more calm, quiet. So if you're into business and other things, there's so many things you could be doing out here creatively that can make you be ahead of the game. Whereas people out here don't even know what to do. You know, I can recall when I got out here, nobody out here was riding around scooters. Nobody had scooters. Now I see neighbors riding around scooters. I brung that out here. Nobody was doing that. Nobody. Nobody in this community had a scooter. Nobody cared about that stuff. I brought it out here. I got about 5 of them joints in the garage. And it's like we brung it out here. And now people getting hip to stuff. And they're like, wow, that's pretty cool. Let me go get one. So they could get around. It's easy to get around. You know, you got to go check your mailbox. You know how in certain communities, the mailbox is all the way at the entrance. You got to walk down there or jump in your car or walk. No, you just jump on your scooter. Boom. Get down there, get your mail, swing back home. You know, it's a lot of stuff that we have to learn and grow. I understand social media. People want to be entertained and stuff like that, but you got to be educated as well. You know, you got to be educated too. Some people don't care about none of that stuff. It's like they just want me to argue with them. That's why when I'm doing these shows, sometimes you look in the live chat and people will just keep throwing insults. It's dumb to you because you're a dumbass. That's why, you know, and it doesn't make no sense. It's like why is it that things that make sense is dumb to people? It's because they're dumbasses. It's like imagine, guys, think about this. You're right. You're right about that. My wife just finished saying something along the lines, how do you conduct yourself on the job? Imagine you hire somebody like this, where you see how they conduct themselves on social media, and you have these kind of individuals working for you, and you wondering why productivity in the workplace is at an all-time low. It's because the people that are working are dumb. And when you hire people that are not good workers, they're slow, they don't take their job serious. This is why a lot of companies suffer, because they hire people that take everything for a joke. And if I have a business, guys, I only want intelligent people working at the company. I do not want people that are slow, people that can't follow orders, people that are not team players, people that don't know understand that this is a mission. Like we got a job to do. I can't work around people that are lazy, and I can't deal with that, fam. When I was on a 9 to 5, the team that I had working with me were men that understood that we got a job to do. Even if I disagreed with you, even if I didn't like you, in the workplace, it's all business. I used to have conversations with people that I didn't like, and I would literally talk to them like, look, I don't like you. It is what it is, but we have a job to do here. This is a workplace. This is not a place for us to be fighting. We got to get this money. You know what I mean? We don't want to get no memos. We don't want to be in trouble. However we feel about each other, it is what it is. But when we got to work, fam, let's just do the job and be professionals. I had that type of conversation with people. And after that, those conversations, It was just professional. It was just business. Supervisor come around. Y'all good? Yeah, we good. We handling business. Because before, it used to be a little hostile. People used to be fighting, arguing, supervisors being called, administrators being called, people getting memos, everybody in trouble. That's messing up the money. You know what I mean? So the same way we were able to resolve our differences on the job, the same way we got to do that even on social media, even in our personal lives wherever we live. And one of the biggest hurdles Black people especially have to overcome is feeling inferior, feeling like you are beneath someone. You know, that is a generational curse. I do not feel like the white man is above me, nor am I trying to be above the white man. I'm not trying to compete with no other race of people to see who's better than the next person. Does that mean you're not doing things that are better or perhaps living better? Yes. If you're financially able to live better, that's one thing. But I'm not trying to show out. I'm not trying to stunt. I'm not trying to overwork myself to compete with somebody to make them like, oh, I'm doing better than you. I don't got time for that mess, bro. That stuff just makes people jealous. You create haters when you do that type of stuff. You know, I'm a very private person. I don't like being seen like, and I'm not saying like private to the point where I'm not on social media. Social media is my business. This is what I do. You know what I mean? Some of y'all look at this and you're like, you need to go find a real job. And it's like, it's crazy that you would say stuff like that when social media is a business. Mr. Beast, one of the most successful YouTubers, is a billionaire. You gonna tell Mr. Beast to go find a real job? No. Mr. Beast is a billionaire. Do you understand that? A billionaire. And for whatever reason, he's able to do everything possible that it's just so much things that he could do. It's absolutely crazy. And people will look at social media influencers and say, you need to get a real job. It's funny to me. Really, really funny to me. And it's like, I think the reason why people say that is because they don't think there's no money in social media. Social media, you can make money, a lot of money, and then some people you can't. You know, I mean, like look at a live chat, look at the comments, like look at the trolls, right? I want you to see that, right? That's America, guys. That's America. I'm gonna leave it just like that. I want them to see that. I mean, if there's moderators in the building, they could get rid of all that mess. But I want you to see what I'm showing you with America. I want you to see, as a Black man, as a Black woman, you have to ignore these kind of individuals. There are going to always be racists in the world. When people do that, it is because they don't like themselves, man.
And what is that designed for you to do?
No, it's designed for you to react.
Yeah.
All they're telling me is that I'm better than them. That's what they're saying. And I'm not even trying to be. I'm just being me. But they want a reaction. They want you to, I guess, bow down to that lower energy. You could pass me a cola. Huh? That's the whole thing. They're behind a computer. But the thing is, it's embarrassing for the other groups. You see, like if you're a white man or a white woman and you're not a racist, what that individual is doing is making you look bad. Because this is why in every group there has to be voices of reason that speak against that type of stuff. And normally, if you're not saying nothing, then you're a part of it. So let's say, for example, you're white and you're not a racist. If you're in the comments and you're not saying nothing, like, well, what that person is doing is wrong. I'm a white guy. I think what they're doing is wrong. It's really not cool. If you're not saying nothing, that means you condone that type of stuff. Because I can guarantee you, if you're in a predominantly white community and a white man is arguing with a Black person and they call them the N-word, and you're white and you don't have nothing to say, it's because you are a part of the problem. You're a part of the problem. If there's a pedophile, what's that?
Sometimes we live in a society where people are not going to say nothing.
No, if people don't say nothing, why complain about it? Why come on social media to complain about a video that depict Barack and Michelle as monkeys, but yet you ain't looking at the fact that Joe Biden is in the same video depicted as a gorilla too, and nobody's talking about it? Think about it. You know, you have somebody that says, I would say it to your face. No, you won't. And that's internet stuff. And this is what I mean about society. A lot of people, I believe, are and here's the thing. You see, like when you say those type of things, what you would say in somebody's face, you're gonna get that opportunity one day. You're going to get that opportunity one day. One day, you are going to get that opportunity. And we're gonna really find out. We're gonna find out what you really made of. And then you're gonna learn your lesson. This is the problem with society, is that we write checks with our mouth that we can't cash. And it's something that you're going to learn as you age, is that life is very unforgiving. Life will teach you valuable lessons. And this is why I try to give people information so that they could grow and actually learn how to conduct themselves. Because a lot of times you do things on social media and you end up falling victim later in life. I've seen situations where dudes talk one way on the internet, then they end up dead. They end up dead, and their family's grieving. And it's funny when you do things on social media till you meet somebody in the real world and you're challenged and you're really put in that position where you got to really know what's going on. And then we find out that you really wasn't about that. Happens a lot. Don't play with your life. Enjoy your kids. Be a decent human being. And stop projecting things onto other people. Stop trying to, I guess, be funny. It's not funny. It's not funny when you actually meet someone in the real world who have nothing to lose and you cross the line and you learn the hard way. It'll be a very painful, painful day, because you're going to realize that the seeds that you sow, you end up reaping them. It may not be with the person you do it against, but you planted the seed. That's the part that is very scary. And I've learned a long time ago, because, in the black community, a lot of times you have a lot of black guys, right? They think because they're black that, I guess, if a person is white, that the white person is soft, they're not going to fight. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many white guys would kick your ass. Like, literally, they'll beat your ass up. Like, for real. A lot of times you'll think if somebody's an Asian, they can't fight, they won't. There's some Asian dudes that would really go to town on you. You don't know what people are capable of. This is why respect is very important. Respect is like the universal law that men are supposed to follow. It's respect. Doesn't matter who you are, you just show respect. It goes a long way as men to show respect to other men, regardless of what you think, because you never know. You never know what somebody's going through. Sometimes you can have a person that's on edge. They just lost their wife, lost their mama, probably lost their job. They lost everything. They're on edge. They're ready to give up. You cross them during a time that's really tough. They're depressed. They just got through drinking, and they're carrying their Second Amendment. You cross them saying some crazy stuff, that's the end of your life. You're done. It's over for you. That's why you got to really be careful. You got to really enjoy your life. Take care of your family, and watch what you say to people. It's very, very important. That's why you don't want to be the kind of person that train yourself to be ignorant on social media because sometimes that ignorance carry over into the real world, and you might be hanging out with your buddies, and you might be at a local Walmart or a big box store, some public area. And because you're with your friends, you figure you can act like a fool the way you do on social media. And it might be a man that's there with his family, minding their business, and you're doing something goofy and stupid. If that man feel like his children, his wife, or anybody is in danger, your life is over. That quick. Was it worth it? Many people have fallen because of these things. This is why, as a father, as a mother, it's very important to teach your children how to respect other people, to avoid these type of situations. Um, I don't know, man. It's like some people don't value their life. They really don't. Everything is a game until it's time to pay, and it's just something that I feel that every father. That's why a father is very important to be in his children's lives, because men men have the ability to regulate a home, regulate the kids, and make the kids understand that this is not a game. Mom, she's emotional and she'll let the kids kind of get away with certain things, but a father, he's different. He's cut from a different kind of cloth, and you know, I don't understand like why people play games with people. Like when it comes to my kids, you cross my kids, you going in a box. Like might as well you just go dig your own grave. Because when I get through with you, it's not going to be nice for you when it comes to my kids. And I think that many of you fathers, you feel the same exact way. I'm not playing games. You can say whatever you got to say about me. You can talk, you can insult, you can do all of that stuff, man. You fuck with my kids, bro. It's over for you. It's like you're done. Um, and I mean that. I'm very, very serious, man. I'm not playing. This is something that uh men are supposed to understand. Like even in a community environment where you got a lot of homes, a lot of families, um, the men in the community are supposed to protect the kids, regardless who kids they are. Even if I may not talk with you, if I see somebody kid in danger, I'm gonna jump into action. That's just the way it's supposed to be. If I see somebody's kid get kidnapped and I'm seeing this shit happening, I'm doing something. I'm putting you down, bro. Like if I got the drop on you and I see you grab a child and drag them into your car, I'm putting you down. And everybody in the community will be celebrating because you don't play that mess with nobody's kids. Right? See, maybe some of you haven't grown into that level of maturity yet because you think life is a game. But when as a father, when I look and I see my girls and I see my kids, um, it really does something to me that these are my kids and I got to be responsible for them. You know, it does something to you. Maybe you don't got kids. Maybe you don't know what that feels like. But I'm a father, so um, I know how evil the world is. Yes, there's racists in the world, but all racists are not just white folk. You got racist Asians, racist blacks, racist whites, racist Russians. There's racists everywhere, but not everybody is a racist. Not everybody will judge you because of your skin color, guys. They don't. There are people out here that just respects people, man. And again, if you walk around with a chip on your shoulder, always worried about the white man, always worried about what you bring in this negativity to yourself, man. The law of attraction is in play. You know? Says all it takes is the wrong person. Yeah, all it takes is the wrong person. Like I said, man, I've seen some things happen out in New York. I've seen some things happen out here um, where people crossed the wrong person at the wrong time and things went left. Um, you got to respect other people, fam. Even if you're a tough guy, even if you feel you can physically beat another man, you might be the tough guy, but that man have his Second Amendment on him. He got the drop on you. You going in a box. It's not worth it, fam. It's not worth it. Certain things you just gotta avoid, man. I don't got nothing to prove. I gotta think about coming back home to my kids. So certain situations I just walk away from. I know what I'm capable of doing, but it's nothing to prove. All I'm gonna see, here's the thing. Just because you got a Second Amendment doesn't mean you always are within rights to use it. This is why a lot of people end up in prison, even though they defended themselves. You got to know the law, and you got to know what you can or can't do at every given time. You know, just because you got a Second Amendment doesn't mean you go pulling out your gun and trying to intimidate people. You will go to jail for that. You will go to prison for that, fam. So you don't want to do that, right? You got to know the rules. If you don't know the rules, talk to a law enforcement officer, talk to this, find out what you can or can't do, because some people just stupid. You know, some people don't know what they're doing. Because here's the thing. Let's say, for example, somebody says something to you. You're in a supermarket. You feel that the person is doing something. You pull out your Second Amendment. You point it at the person. Another customers in the store see you pointing your gun at somebody else. That person jumps into action thinking they helping to save the day. They end up taking you out. You made yourself a target and you didn't even know that. That's why you got to know how to move and when to act and react to situations, because you end up getting yourself caught up. Next minute you end up dead, and people wondering what happened. You took your gun out because you were scared. The other person was not a threat, but you became a threat. Somebody saw you and they felt you were endangering public safety. They put you down. Now your family is sad somewhere because you was an idiot, right? Let me see. Shout out to Tanya for the $5 support. Says thank you. God bless you. God bless you too. Appreciate you for your support. If you're new to the platform, be sure to subscribe. Double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. And, tune in for our live streams where we have this real talk. Let's see. Let me see. Somebody says, you still talking shootouts in Walmart still? Again, another slow person. They don't understand what's going on. It was a fake video. Well, we know the video is fake. It's AI. But the whole point is people are outraged over something that was meant to be funny, and they turned it into a race issue when it's not. Monkeys and gorillas does not equal racist just because the person is black or appear black. Joe Biden is in the video too, and he was depicted as a monkey. Maybe none of y'all seen it. Let me get this thing on the screen so I can show you this, man, because I don't think y'all understand this. This is Joe Biden here. I don't know if you guys are able to see it. Joe Biden, he's a monkey in the video, guys, eating a banana. How come nobody's talking about racism? Nobody's talking about racism because Joe Biden is in it. He's eating a monkey as a gorilla. How come nobody's crying racism? So it's only racism if somebody's black, but not if they're white. Don't make no sense, fam. No sense at all. The video was funny. I thought it was hilarious. Everybody was depicted as an animal, and Trump is just basically saying, hey, I'm the king of the jungle. I'm the king of the jungle. You had all these Democrats depicted as jackasses and gorillas and pigs and all this type of stuff, Borgs and all this other mess. It was funny to me. I ain't see what the problem is. Somebody says, nah, wasn't funny. That's why they removed it. No, they didn't remove it because it wasn't funny. They removed it because sensitive folks like you are crying. That's why. Whatever goes on the internet stays on the internet. The video is still on the internet. So it's never going. You know, the video's on Twitter. There's nothing wrong with the video. People made it a big issue. People. Trump didn't even make the video. Y'all blaming Trump. That's the problem. Anytime something happened, y'all blame Trump. Trump don't do YouTube. Trump don't do TikTok. Trump is not on a laptop. Trump is not on a laptop doing videos. It's too busy for that. You know? But y'all blame him. You said they made Trump an orangutan once? See? I don't know what the issue is, man. Like I said, it's selective outrage, man. Selective outrage. Who cares who made the video? Who cares? It doesn't mean nothing. A video stopped all of America. Imagine, out of all the problems we got in America, Americans are focused on a video of AI. Man, we're in trouble. We're in trouble, guys. As soon as I saw Michelle as a silverback gorilla, I started laughing like crazy, bro. That stuff was funny, bro. That was funny. And then when I saw Joe Biden eating the banana as a gorilla too, it was even more funny. So I'm trying to figure out what's the racist in the video. Where was the hate? Y'all ain't seen Michelle as a silverback gorilla, fam, with a huge back like this? Yeah, I was laughing, bro. And you saw Barack in the background. It's like Michelle was a bigger gorilla, bro. You said they called us monkeys. Nobody called you monkeys. You listen, if you think you're a monkey and it bothers you, then you a monkey. If this bothers you so much, you're a monkey. Because nobody made a video about you. What do you mean they called us monkeys? Who called you a monkey? See the names, guys? They're going to call you Sambo, Coon, Raccoon, you're licking master's boots, pandering to white people, and all this goofy stuff. This is what they do all the time, guys. When you're a black man and you speak with some sense of, reasoning skills, they just label you as a sellout, some stupid stuff. I'm tired of this dumb stuff, bro. Some of you guys just love being victims. You just love being at the bottom. All you're doing is giving power to white supremacy. The more you entertain this nonsense and as you just play a victim all your life, you're weak. You're a weak person, fam. Very, very weak. I don't have no time for that, bro. I cannot be around people that think this low of themselves, that you think you're a monkey. That's sick, man. Let's see. And what's so sad is you feel this way, but you don't put this energy in getting drugs out of your communities. You don't feel like getting the gangs out of the community. Most of you blacks that have issues are a part of gangs. That's okay. Selling drugs to your own people. That's okay. Robbing and stealing. Is that okay? It's weird. You said to follow politics is insane in itself because both parties work with each other. Says the person that will be complaining if the economy falls, if taxes go up, food prices go up, gas prices go up. You'll be the first one complaining, but you're the one saying anyone entertaining in politics is a waste of time. Okay. Makes no sense, right? All the issues we go through involves politics. This is why a lot of people are dumbed down and docile, because you don't understand that you play a part in the political process. I used to be like you. I used to be the type of person that said, forget about this. I ain't voting for nobody. I don't care about this. Until I started realizing that a lot of the problems we facing is because of the lack of people voting. It is because we're not involved in anything and we don't understand how the system works. We don't understand how taxpayer dollars is getting distributed. We don't understand nothing. All we want is our needs met. And then when things don't work out our way, we blame the president. But you claim you're not into politics. Then why y'all hate the president? Why y'all hate the governors, the mayors, the elected officials? Why you hate all these people? Because these people are making the decisions that is affecting your life. You're supposed to be involved. You know? You're supposed to be involved. Anybody that say they're not involved, something wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. You're supposed to be involved. Because the world is changing, and if we don't get involved, you're going to get left behind. When the SNAP benefit crisis took place, all these people that were Trump haters was literally upset. And I'm like, you claim you're not into politics, but yet when there's a government shutdown, you cry. Which one is it? You know? Somebody says, you are so wicked. Thanks for the compliment. If I'm wicked, if I'm this horrible person because I'm speaking the truth, what are you? Imagine this person said that I'm wicked. Wow. What's my agenda? No, the question is, what is your agenda? What's your agenda? Why are you filled with so much hate? Why do you hate Trump and why do you hate me? Why? What did I do to you personally? Absolutely sick. The tractor says, but you're not speaking truth. It's not that I'm not speaking truth. You don't understand English and you have reading and comprehension. You lack reading and comprehension skills. That's the problem. I'm speaking English, but you don't understand. English is not your first language. It's not your native tongue. I've been literally online, over an hour and change, and yet nothing I said registered in your mind because, again, when you've been programmed by the Matrix, you become an NPC. You become a bot, and now you are just out of control. You know? Let's see. It's just crazy, man. But anyway, guys, I got to get me something to eat. I'll be back on later with more content. I like doing these kind of lives where I'm able to interact with new viewers, new people. If you like my content, consider subscribing. If you hate my videos, let me know in the comments why you hate my video, so I can improve. In other words, what am I doing wrong? I'm able to receive constructive criticism, but yeah. So again, if you like the video, double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We'll be back later on with more content. I might talk about this again because I'm trying to figure out why the Black community has so much outrage for stuff like this when the video wasn't about Obama. The video was not about Obama and Michelle. It's about a lot of different people. It's about the left. It's about the Democrats and Trump being crowned as king, the Lion King, So, hey, I'm signing out, man. Y'all take care. It is what it is. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to everybody out there. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your day. Keep God first. And lose all the hate. Learn how to be positive. Treat people with respect. Be kind to your neighbors. And I think you'll make the world a better place, So it is what it is. Peace and blessings. We out. Peace.